stop talking about your money. Shh, be quiet. Don't say anything. Have you ever had a random person ask you the question, what do you do for a living? You know, when people ask you the question, what do you do for a living? 9 times out of 10, your answer to that question is going to determine how that person decides to treat you. If you say, I work for a warehouse, or I don't have a job, they're going to treat you differently. Unfortunately, but true, they're going to treat you differently than if you say, you know, I'm a neurosurgeon or I'm an engineer, right? They're just going to treat you differently. People determine how to treat you in their own mind every time you open your mouth. My suggestion is stop giving them something to think about. Just keep quiet, especially when it comes to your wealth or your personal finances, because people will subconsciously judge you based on what they perceive to be how much money you have, your wealth or your potential wealth. And that could end up affecting you because of how they treat you. Look, personal finance is personal. That's why they call it personal finance. Your money is your money. What you do for a living and how much money you make is unique to you. And sharing that information with just anybody can lead to unexpected consequences that you may not want. And you know, a lot of times people overlook this and just talk freely about what they have, about what they are wanting, or their wealth or their economic status. But wisdom is sometimes learning when to keep quiet. Just don't say anything. Not to mention that when you start discussing your personal finances with any and everybody, it could lead to people feeling jealous, right? The whole other end of the spectrum. They may respect you, but now there's some envy and some jealousy kicking in. Whether they intend to be a jealous or envious person or not, it's just kind of, sometimes it's a part of human nature, right? When people get a little bit envious of other people's success or other people's financial status. And ultimately, guys, that could strain relationships that you may have with the people who you're closest to when you start talking about the money that you have. Think about it. Have you ever had a friend or family member or somebody you know closely that treated you differently because they knew that you had money, or treated you differently because they felt like or perceived that you have a little bit of money, right? It happens all the time. Or you have people that, again, look down on you because you don't have a certain amount of money, or you're not in a certain socioeconomic bracket. Now, of course, you should never care too deeply about what other people think about what you have or what you don't have, right? You shouldn't be worried about what people think, but it's kind of sometimes human nature. And a lot of people actually do care about what other people think about what they have or don't have, whether they want to admit it or not. So in my opinion, you're better off most times not telling anybody what you have in terms of your personal finances, right? Just keeping your wealth to yourself. And not to mention, you got to think about this too. I got to say this, right? When you talk about your personal financial situation, you're going to open yourself up to sometimes unwanted, unsolicited advice from people who may not have any money. You know, the person that acts like they have a lot of money or knows what to do with money, but they really don't have a lot of money. You know, they have all the answers for everybody else's financial situation except their own. And then you have those people that know you have money because you've been talking about money. And now, since they know you have money, they expect you to share your wealth. They expect you to give out a loan, or let me borrow this, or can I get a little bit of that, or fund my project, or fund my issue, right? You have people like that when you start talking about money and the people know you have money. So it brings on a lot of different issues when you're telling people about your money. And you also sort of open some vulnerability to scams and people trying to swindle you out of your money because they know you got money because they heard you telling everybody that you had money. So you got to be more leery of scams and people with bad intentions. And those people could be close to you, family members, friends, people that you've known since you was little. Who knows? Co-workers, doesn't matter, right? And then you have the fact that sometimes when you start telling people about your money or talking about your money, you got other people giving you this unsolicited advice, and maybe that advice from other people who don't know your full situation, it could lead to you changing the way you think or swaying your decisions about money in a certain way, right? You could end up second guessing yourself and what you were going to do because now you've been talking to everybody about your money and you have all these different voices and unsolicited advice that are coming at you. Now you got to make a decision and you second guess what you were going to do. Because they made a comment or two, or this person said this, and now all of a sudden you don't know what to do. You're more confused than ever because you've been telling everybody and telling people about your money. Guys, if you get any value out of this video, do me a favor. Please smash that like button below. And also share this video with your family, your friends, or your network of good people. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to my channel. Now, let's get back to the video. And don't forget the social media trap, right? With the rise of social media, you have people that want to flaunt what they have and show everybody what they have and act like they have more than what they have. And all that leads to comparisons. Look, just focus on what you're doing. Focus on your financial journey. Focus on how you're handling the money that comes into your four walls. And don't compare to everybody else's journey that you may see on social media, online. And stop talking about your money. Shh. Be quiet. Don't say anything. Let them wonder. Let them not know. You don't have to talk about it. The key to all this that we're talking about is boundaries, right? You have to have boundaries in every area of your life, including your personal finances. Because if you're building your wealth and you have money, I guarantee you somebody close to you knows this. And then somebody who you don't know knows this. And so everybody gets to talking to everybody. And next thing you know, everybody knows about your personal financial situation when you wasn't even intending anybody to know about it except the one or two people you talk to. And so now you have to begin to set up these boundaries for everybody. And ultimately, guys, you got to think more carefully about what you decide to share with people. Why? Because you need to protect your financial privacy. Look, remember, you don't need validation from other people. You should be motivated by your own goals and your own progress, running your race, your financial race, against only the person you were yesterday, not everybody else. Not the comparison, not trying to flaunt it, not trying to show off, not trying to brag or boast about what you have, not trying to reveal too much about your personal finances to just any and everybody. Bottom line, there's power in silence. I encourage you to keep your financial information personal. And if you want or need some help, and there's nothing wrong with you getting some help, ask the right person. But if you just want to brag and boast, check your motives and maybe reassess or reevaluate, why are you talking so much about your personal finances? Something to think about. Stop telling people about your money. Talk less. Keep quiet. Hey, if you got value from this quick video, smash that like button for me. And most of all, guys, share this information with someone and drop a comment below. The best person who's going to take care of that old you is the young you. Take good care of yourself and take care of other people. Until the next video, peace.